to it. So if you're watching on YouTube, you know, like, subscribe, and follow and share. Share. TikTok, you guys, my chat. You know how I love you guys. So share everything. But let's get into it, right? Boom. Hey, you like how I do this? Yo, I'm getting really good with this transition. I already got it set up for you. Come on. So this is about tacos. I've been on my taco game the last couple of months lately. Puerto Ricans in our culture, we don't have tacos, and we have other things because we're a Caribbean island, so we don't have the same foods as Central or South America or Mexico, which is part of North America. But tacos is a theme around South America or so. It's not Mexico is not the only country that has a taco as part of their culture, and but Mexicans are known for that. So I want to see what this one's about, a viral TikTok recipe. He's actually gonna try out and doesn't really know what it's about. So let's just jump into it. That didn't fucking work.
Raw ground beef on a fresh tortilla? I'm not so sure about that. Let's make the viral cheeseburger tacos. So the preparation for these burger tacos is kind of why we're a little skeptical about this recipe. So what I'm seeing people do is just get a nice little ball of hamburger meat and then press it down on a tortilla.
So I tried this already, and depending how lean you buy the meat, if you buy it too fatty, that freaking hamburger meat is going to just get smaller. It's going to shrink.
And realistically, that just seems a little, I don't even know if the word is gross to me. Maybe I'm thinking unsanitary. I'm not too sure, but it just doesn't seem like something that we would typically do. And when I'm watching people make these on TikTok, when I'm looking through the comments, I'm actually seeing a lot of people saying the same exact thing, but everybody that's making them makes them look so delicious in the end that we knew we had to try this. Now, I've also seen people do this a few different ways, but I actually like the way that I saw somebody do this when they just evenly spreaded it out throughout the whole tortilla. And the reason is because I saw some people do like a smash burger style, and then the patty ended up being really small in comparison with the whole tortilla. And of course, I want meat in every single bite that I've got here. So if you look really closely, again, you'll see that there's a nice thin layer of that hamburger meat. I already know that this doesn't look right, but I think in the end it is going to look it. So let's move on with the recipe. And now, because we want this to taste like a hamburger, we're going to season it up like a hamburger. We're going to start with Killer Hogs AP seasoning. I just want a nice good coat over this hamburger meat. And now on top of that AP, we're going to add a nice layer of Killer Hog steak rub. These two seasonings are going to add a nice salty flavor here, and of course there's going to be that texture. I'll put a link in the description below. Today we're cooking on our Weber Grill's 28-inch griddle, and I have all of...
I want one of those. That Weber griddle. There's so much shit I can make on there, man. I'm dying to have. That's like my dream setup right there. It's like I tell you, like, cooking's my thing. I'm a hobbyist, so I want to keep it a good hobby. I don't want to make it into a job, people, but I want to have the right tools. The right tools, man. You can make some good shit.
Of my burners on medium heat. I'm just going to throw these right in the middle. You guys can hear a nice little sizzle there. And I'm going to set a timer for 4 minutes. I just want to make sure to get these nice and fully cooked before we flip them over.
That's right.
And I know I told you guys 4 minutes, but since we have not done this recipe before, it's been 2.5 minutes, and I'm just going to go ahead and flip one of these to see where we're at. And I'll tell you what, that looks really good. That looks really good, actually. I would say that 4 minutes is probably a little bit too long, because that right there is looking like it's going to be fully cooked in just a minute.
You have to remember, he had a thin layer of that, so it's going to cook really quick because it's so thin. It's not as thick.
Let's go ahead and flip the other one over. Oh yeah, those are looking incredible. You see a nice little crust here on this burger. Don't forget, we didn't smash it down, so we don't have that full Maillard reaction, but it still looks absolutely incredible. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and add some cheese right here to the top of this hamburger.
Remember, always shred your own cheese, or do not buy that pre-shredded cheese in the bag. Buy the blocks of cheese and shred them yourself, because I said this in prior videos, the cheese in the bag has a coating on it so it won't stick. That coating prevents cheese from fucking melting, which hence makes no fucking sense. That's why you bought the fucking cheese to melt. So when you buy the block cheese and you shred it yourself, there's no coating on it, and it melts so much better. You won't need as much cheese as you think you would do, because it's going to spread, which saves you money and saves you on cheese. But of course, you want extra cheese, you can put some extra cheese in it, but you'll be surprised you won't need as much cheese. Because when shit doesn't melt, you will add more cheese because you're trying to make it melt. It pisses me off.
Burger meat. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I think just a few things, let me stop my timer. I think just a few things are going wrong with this cook so far. So one thing that I will say is it looks like there's too much oil on the surface itself. I don't think that this necessarily needs that much oil, because as you're cooking this burger, it is releasing those juices and kind of creating it itself. You can see right here on the outside of these tortillas, it's really not looking that good. It's looking a little bit too soggy, if you ask me. Let's go ahead and let this cheese melt. We'll start this process again, and we will nail these tacos. Okay, our cheese is nice and melted around a minute and a half later. So we're just going to start building our tacos. I'm going to put a little bit of lettuce here. Then we're going to go some pickles. I like extra. Then we're going to go over top with some nice yellow mustard. I like extra mustard too. And here is phase one of our taco burger. Again, off the bat, what I'm seeing right here is it looks like there's a little bit too much oil going on. The tortilla may be a little bit soggy, but let's take a quick bite and see how everything turned out. I wanted to show you guys really quickly what the bottom of this tortilla looks like, and I will say that it actually looks pretty good. Barring all the grease that's on there, it does look pretty good. You guys can see it right here in the camera. But now let's take a quick bite. Got my plate here. I'm going to try and fold this in half. Why does everything I make look so big all the time? That's probably why I'm big.
That is good.
This is humongous. This looks humongous. Okay, let's take a quick bite. I think it's going to be hot.
It is greasy, though.
I'm not even going to front.
Girls, come on. Leave the saving of the world to the men? I don't think so.
I actually don't think we need to change anything on that at all. Originally I did, but the tortilla is actually nice and crunchy. So I thought there was going to be too much oil, but I think it actually kind of added that crunch to it. It almost fried the tortilla, made it into a little bit of a shell-like texture, and it just turned out really, really good. So some of the tortilla came off right here, and you guys can see that the meat is actually cooked completely perfectly. It's completely juicy still. And if you guys take a look at that taco, it is completely filled. Just looks absolutely incredible. So we're actually going to remake these, but I don't think we need to. We did 2 minutes on the meat side, flipped them over, let the cheese melt, and they'll build our burgers exactly the way we wanted to. We will make a little bit more of these just so we can eat for dinner, but I've got an idea to make something even better than these hamburger tacos. So come on inside, let's look in the
Let's
fridge.
see.
The other day we got some stuff to make an epic breakfast. I've got some Whataburger sausage here. I, of course, have some Simply potatoes, the shredded hash browns. I think that we can make a breakfast taco exactly the same way we just made that burger.
That would be
It's gonna
dope.
be super duper delicious. So like I just talked a second ago, we want to make this a little bit more epic. So we're going to start off with some grilled vegetables. We're putting these on first because they will take just a minute. Don't drop your platter right on your griddle. That can definitely cause some melting. We just want to get these nice and sauteed. This will take a few minutes. Move everything around. And I wish you guys could smell this because it just smells incredible. And it's only one component of what we're making here. Now I'm going to put a little bit of bacon up over here in one corner. I don't want this oil all over, but I definitely want some here. And then we're going to throw down some of these mashed potatoes. I'm sorry, we're going to throw down some of these hash browns. I don't know why I said mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Just going to go ahead and spread these out nice and even. We don't need too much. We definitely want this to still look like a taco. I still want it to be foldable. So while I do want there to be hash browns in my bite, I don't want it to be too thick. So
okay.
I'm going with a light layer here. I'm also going to go ahead and hit the top of this with a little bit of AP as well. And we'll let both of these hang out for just a little bit. I'm not going to start the other components of the cook just for a few minutes because I know these are going to take the longest to cook. Our grilled veggies are almost where we want them, so now I just kind of want to take a look at our hash browns. So just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and cut them in half, and I'm going to flip one side. We're going to take a look at how done it is. If it's completely done, we know the other part is good and we can flip it, but if it's not, of course, we can just kind of judge and base our flip off of that. So, real quick, okay, that's looking good to me. I mean, I could say that I probably want a little bit more texture than that, so we'll let this go for another 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll flip it over and we'll get them all cooked together. Now for our breakfast version of this cheeseburger taco, instead of using the ground beef, we're going to be using that Whataburger sausage. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to start with this.
I never knew Whataburger sells their meat. I never knew that. I never even had a Whataburger. Yeah, I never had that. There's a Whataburger up in not too far from here. I never had it though.
Ground sausage here. Gonna flatten it out. Nice layer. And just make sure to get a nice even coat on both of these tortillas. Now I'm just gonna go over top very, very lightly with some AP. And now it's time to go straight onto the griddle. Just like before, I just want to smash this down just a little. Just a few minutes later, we're gonna go ahead and flip. Oh my gosh. That looks so flippin' good. Holy smokes, that for sure looks way better than the burger did. I think we got a little bit better surface contact there, and it just looks outrageous.
Less
So because
oil,
we're
too.
going gra-
So because we're going
Oh my gosh, there's no way I just did that. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. There's no way, dude. All right, we're gonna keep going.
Tired of overpaying for rent? What if we told you that you could
Fucked
live
up that
somewhere
crack.
for only
He cracked it wrong. Rest in peace.
Okay,
So I saw this joint on TikTok about the egg, and this dude said on TikTok, "Isn't scrambled eggs just fried chicken?" I'm gonna say that again. Isn't scrambled eggs just fried chicken? He ain't fucking wrong.
because we're going breakfast themed on this one, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. Now I'm afraid to crack the egg. Okay, we're gonna start with one over easy egg here. How did I do that? That literally cracked perfectly and went straight down the side. Is it down here? It actually didn't even go through. All good, all gravy. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of AP over top. Woo!
I wonder if
That
this
looks
AP
good.
seasoning
We're
is
gonna
his
go ahead and put
seasoning.
some cheese
Never heard of
right
it before.
over top of our breakfast sausage. We're gonna let that get nice and melty. I'm gonna flip this over easy egg, and we're gonna let that cook for just a few seconds. Okay, one over easy egg is done, and we're gonna go ahead and start on one more. Little AP. Gonna go ahead and take off our sauteed veggies. Now we want to flip our over easy egg. Oh. Woo! Got it, baby. I can cook a lot of things, but an over easy egg is definitely not always one of them. Give that just a few seconds. Cheese is... That looks incredible. I don't even know what to say. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get some of our sauteed onions and peppers. Put it on both of these here. I'm gonna put a nice little sliver
That's-
of our potatoes
Isn't
right
it-
on top.
Chat, like, though,
We're gonna go ahead and top
this looks fucking good.
with one of our over easy eggs.
That's a look at that. Look at the yolk just drizzling, dripping to perfection. Look at that drizzle with the hash brown. Then he put the sauteed jalapenos and fucking onions on that Whataburger sausage fucking meat. Pause.
And right here is our...
Yo, I wonder if the bodega would make that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm fucking drooling, bro.
breakfast burger taco. I personally think this is going to be much better than the original, but of course, now it's time to try it. Now, one of the things that I will say is a lot of people are arguing that these are tostadas. And I think if you leave it like this, then it definitely is. But the way people are eating them is they're actually folding them up, and that turns it into that taco. So this one's going to be a little... Oh, it's so crunchy and crispy under that it's almost about
I would have left it
to
straight.
fall apart, but let's please not let that happen. Another huge bite. that right there is the winner chicken dinner. 1,000,000%. This one tastes better than the original. The original was delicious. This right here just brings out that deliciousness. The
that
pork
looks.
flavor, the hash browns, the texture from
You would've
there,
folded it
grilled
too?
and sautéed. Well, I'm sorry, the grilled or sautéed or the grilled.
I guess so.
Jalapenos,
Yeah.
Onions just taste so good. Of course, the over easy egg on top. RIP to that one little egg. But this one turned out so incredible. The tortilla is perfect. Just absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
You guys want to keep it flat and eat it like a tostada? That's completely fine. We decided to turn it into tacos. And I'll tell you what, the viral trend, hey, it works. It tastes really good. You guys try it for yourself if you have already tried
subscribe
it.
to
Let me know in
dude.
the comments down below. How do you make it?
What is his fucking name? It's called Gulf Coast Smoke. I already subscribed to him. I already gave him a thumbs up. This was a dope one, guys. Like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, chat. Like, you know, you can go the flavors that way if you fold it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure if he put too much stuff on it, right? Because the fold was awkward. I think maybe if he puts the same items, but just less. You know what I'm saying?